is Financial Literacy Month. And while it's important for everyone to know about saving, spending, budgeting, wouldn't it make sense if we learned these things young and had a head start on financial security? In this Daytime Focus, we are learning about Junior Achievement of Central Ohio. So we have the president of the organization, Mike Davis, with me, and board chair Beth Alloway as well. So thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
All right, Mike, as I mentioned, you're the president of this organization, so I want to kick off today with some background because those in the community might not be familiar with all that you do. So tell us about Junior Achievement.
You bet. Thanks for having us, first of all. Thank you very much. We're really about inspiring and preparing young people to manage their lives and careers. So we work from kindergarten through 12th grade to help them build sophistication about the mindsets they need, the skill sets they need, and how do they understand money in a complicated world so that they can be successful again in both their lives and careers.
Right. It is something that spans across all avenues of life, right? When you know about finances, when you have that education. And Beth, you're a regional banking market director with Huntington, and I mentioned on the board of this, so you know the importance of financial literacy, but tell us about how these programs are taught. It can be hard to grasp that at any age, so how is it that you're able to get these young minds to really grab onto that information?
Great question. So we actually have 3 different ways we do this. The first way is what we call our in-class program, where we have volunteers from the community go into the classrooms and teach the curriculum on financial literacy and budgeting. And we do it in a way that's very interactive through games and things. It's not just the teachers, or it's not just the volunteers talking to them directly, it's very interactive. The second way is something that's sort of new to the Columbus market. We've only done it twice. It's called JA Inspire. And it is a very hands-on job fair that we bring the high school students through. We just had a couple thousand come through in the spring. And then the third thing is probably where we have the most brand recognition, and that's called JA BizTown. It's also called JA Finance Park. And BizTown is a beautiful thing where both of them are simulations, where we bring 5th graders through our learning center over on 2nd Avenue. And we have them come through, and they are in charge for the day. They are in charge of making very big decisions to run their businesses in their town, essentially. Finance Park, then we bring in middle school kids, and those kids are in charge of, we put them through a curriculum of financial planning and personal budgeting, and they've got to make their budget balance for the day. And we give them a life persona, so they come in and they are a doctor, or they are a teacher, or what have you, and they have to make their budget balance.
I couldn't do that today without struggle. What is the reaction from some of these kids? I mean, I feel like they probably are shocked at, like, this is what my parents have to do every day.
Right. They're exhausted, right?
Yeah.
They are.
It's exhausting to be an adult.
It sure is. It sure is. Mike, let's talk about moving forward, because you are hoping essentially to improve the financial literacy of, the next generation, to really empower them to have that financial security. So what do you see as being that impact of Junior Achievement?
Well, the key for us is that it needs to start early. You can't build sophistication by microwaving it in 10th and 11th grade. So our programs start in kindergarten and go from elementary through middle through high school. And so our objective is to engage them multiple times so they can build those skills and the mindsets and the experiences over time. And so we link the employers in the community, and for us, everything's a career.
Yeah.
So whether it's sports or entertainment or business or government or faith, all of those things, we show them and demonstrate that with our community partners to help drive that. And we're also expanding out into Licking County because the center here in BizTown's getting full, and so we're going to be able to expand the engagement both at the elementary, middle, and high, and then the urban, suburban, rural, charter, faith-based schools. And we're really excited about the engagement and the support that kids are getting.
Yeah, and I do want to ask you, Beth, because you say, of course, financial literacy should be emphasized more in the classroom. It should be more, an essential part of what we learn. Do you see that happening in the future?
Absolutely. And we spend a lot of time and our passion around making sure that we're partnering with the local school districts and the businesses in town, because I think everybody agrees that this is an important topic, and we need to, like Mike said, we need to hit it on early, not when they graduate from college and give them their diplomas and say, now go figure out how to be financially responsible.
Sure.
So our goal is for every student to be a JA alum, whether that was one experience or several throughout their K through 12 years. There's data to support the fact that our alum do have a better rate of success of getting to a financial independence more quickly. And so they hit those milestones like home ownership and paying off their student loans quicker and paying off their credit cards quicker and creating a savings and building on that. So that's what drives us, and we think every child deserves that chance.
All right, I want to get to this video before we run out of time today. And Beth, I'm going to ask you, because relationships are essential to what you do, Huntington's being one of those, obviously. So you have like a really cool experience that these kids go through involving the ATM, right? Which you know all too well.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is BizTown, I think the clips that you're showing, and and he's dancing.
He is dancing all kinds of ways, yeah.
So BizTown is where the kids come in and they get to run the bank. They get to run the businesses. We have 19 different businesses represented. Huntington's just one of them. So the kids get to run the business for the day, whether they're the CEO or the CFO or the teller or person maker. The most beautiful thing every time I volunteer is watching when the students line up to cash their first paycheck and to make their first transfer to the savings account, and they line up into our shop, and that line forms really fast, and they're so excited. But the tellers that are behind the line, they are super nervous because they have this pressure of all their classmates wanting to get through the teller line. So every time, without fail, us volunteers, we reassure them, like, you know how to do this. This is easy, and you watch those nerves turn to confidence, which is a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah.
Every time it works that way. And then we always look at each other and say, we're creating magic here. Like we wouldn't be able to give them this experience otherwise. So that's the beauty that happens at BizTown.
All right. So if you want to reach out to Junior Achievement, if you want to look into the education aspect, to volunteer, to sponsor, centralohio.ja.org is a place you want to go. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.